Hey guys, Sheldon here at Human Function Performance, and today I want to walk you through the process of using the hyperbaric chamber. Now, a lot of people may come here with different questions on what's the process like, how do I need to prepare for this, and just in general, what's my experience going to be. It's actually very simple when it comes to actually the setup and what you need to prepare for. But overall, let me just hit a few highlights and then let you get your own kind of setup as far as what's going to be the best in your situation. Again, whether you're an athlete, maybe you're a business professional, or just in general, a weekend warrior, someone trying to improve the efficiency of how your body is basically healing itself, the repair process, our brain function, overall healing from an injury, or just in general longevity and anti-aging. Either way, it's the same thing as far as the process of setting it up and getting ready for the success that you're about to have. So when we come and actually get started with the hyperbaric chamber, I usually recommend coming on an empty stomach. Now, it's okay if you've had a little bit to eat. The only reason I say it's probably better on an empty stomach is because when it's using pressure to drive oxygen to the cellular level, and if we had just eaten a big meal, well, sometimes a lot of the blood flow is going right to our stomach. So it may be a little bit more efficient as far as, and or effective as far as what you get out of it if you have an empty stomach. That being said, I'll usually prep the body with a few supplements or different things that improve the efficiency of what I'm going to get out of it. Now, that's for another case, depending on what you're working on. But there are ways to improve the efficiencies of how our body naturally releases stem cell, which speeds up the recovery process. So again, it's called stacking of what we're doing when we're playing the game of how the body actually works. So when you come into the actual human function performance, getting in the hyperbaric chamber, really I would say is like, bring whatever you want. It's going to be your experience. I usually take my laptop in there only for the fact I like to work on some emails, maybe edit a few videos. I'll even bring my phone, take a few phone calls if I need to. Now, again, this is totally up to you. Your experience may be just wanting to go in there, relax, and maybe even sleep. Everyone's got a different reason and or situation that they're doing, and I'll leave it up to you. You can do whatever you want when you're in there as far as that goes, but at the end of the day, it's going to be one of those that is such a calming experience that your body will actually kind of tell you what it's looking for. So when we get into the hyperbaric chamber, it's a very simple thing. We just take the shoes off and then hop right in. Just treat it like it was going to be maybe your own bed. You're getting in there, you're going to lay down, there's a pillow in there. It's very comfortable, very relaxing, and very efficient as far as the process goes. The first session will go usually about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the person and what they're trying to experience as far as what they've had exposure to before, or in general, what we're working on. So there may be a little differences on the timing of it, but overall, it's very straightforward. We get in there, the thing fills up to about 1.3 atmospheres, 21% oxygen. There are ways to increase the oxygen with the oxygen concentrator, and even some people have used other devices such as red light therapy simultaneously, which helps speed up not just what's going on at the cellular level with oxygen, but with red light. A lot of cool hacks that you can do whenever you're stacking stuff to improve the efficiency of how our body works, called biohacking. But at the end of the day, what we're here for is to improve the efficiency of how you feel, how you perform, and how you live. So again, everyone's going to have that different experience. Once you're done with it, it's very simple because this thing is going to air up. And right now, obviously, it's under pressure, so it's a little bit flatter. But you're going to see it's going to be almost like a large tube here, cylinder filled up with air. So I'll go in here, use the dial to lower the actual pressure and start to release it within a 3 to 5 minute period. I want to go slow because I would say sometimes what you're experiencing when you're under pressure as far as when it's filling up. If you've ever flown in an airplane and gotten to the cabin pressure at a certain altitude, kind of feel like the ears sometimes maybe want to pop. I personally haven't had that experience as far as the popping goes, but some people may. Just kind of it makes you kind of want to yawn. Your body back actually naturally does it, and then it releases some of that pressure. So it's actually a very calming feel. But from there on, it's very it's very straightforward, and it's very similar to flying at a certain once you get that certain altitude and then flying in the airplane, which to me feels super calming. I know some people say it's a hard time for them to sleep, but so far everyone that's been this has just gotten out and said the same thing. They just feel very relaxed. So again, once we get done with the session and we're releasing it here at the dial, we just let the pressure out over 3 to 5 minutes, decompresses, and then you get on out. So other than that, there's not a lot to it. I would say just bring the device that you want to actually whether, or even if you want one. Some people honestly, they just want to go in there and be alone as far as that's their chill time and in their own time to just kind of get their thoughts together and or sleep. So again, it's going to be your own experience. What I usually recommend, and again, depends on the situation, and we can always consult on this later on, is it depends on what you're trying to get out of it. Now, if it's an injury someone's trying to overcome, maybe it's more for, again, brain health, brain fitness, or longevity will depend on how many sessions someone's actually going to need. Usually the first session is not going to be this overwhelming that I just feel amazing. Now, I've had a couple people that have actually felt they're very in tune with their body as far as sensitivity goes and had a very fast result. You're going to feel good, don't get me wrong, but I always say is you got to understand how the body from a physiological standpoint works. And what we're doing is the benefit that the body gets is by going under pressure and then out of, meaning you're going in there to get under pressure and then getting right back out. That pressure change pushes oxygen in and out of the cell, toxins, waste, inflammation, antioxidants into the areas that we need to be to help speed up the healing process. So it's very effective on your nervous system, very effective on your muscles and overall joints as far as repairing any kind of injury. So again, this will depend on how many sessions are probably going to be needed. You can always consult on that later as far as what's going to be best for you. But at the end of the day, it's one of those that you definitely want to try this. You're going to get fast results because it works at the cellular level and just expedites what you're looking for. Get here to Human Functional Performance, get in the hyperbaric chamber, and see what it can do for you.